Okay, well, let's go to the next polling question. Scott?
Yeah, that poll is up now, and so we have the responses coming in here. And this one, I'm going to stay quiet here for a moment so you could read through the possible options. All right, we're at about 85%. This one's taking a little bit longer because in this case we can select all that applies, not just one possible answer. So the results here certainly are going to aggregate more than 100%. And to close this one down, it's been open over a minute. Just keep in mind, by the way, that we have 4 polling questions, even though 3 are required by NASDA to issue credit. So as long as you've answered at least 3, and this was poll question number 3, as long as you answer that and remain logged in for at least 75 minutes, you'll earn your CPE. Let me go ahead and close this one down, and I just want to share the results with you. And Fred, any surprises on the answers here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, pretty evenly distributed. So let's hide that back and back to the PowerPoint.
I want to make sure I'm doing this time-wise right. All right, so let's talk about some of the options. All right, first choice, say the client's got the risks, they want to look at doing a captive. First choice is, do you do the captive onshore or offshore? If you do it onshore, there's several states, 30-some states that have enabling legislation. That's a little misleading because not all of them have their departments funded. But there are several states that have departments funded and are active in the formation of captives. There's also offshore. Now, if you go offshore and you're a U.S. citizen, then you have the controlled foreign corporation issues. Some of the benefits of going offshore is generally lighter regulation, but not always true. Say Bermuda, I wouldn't say has lighter regulation. Lower capitalization, more latitude maybe on how you invest the money inside the captive. Those are particular benefits. If you do that and you're a U.S. citizen, then the captive will file an election, a 953D election, to have the captive taxed as a U.S. Taxpayer. Now, the benefit of that is that it files its U.S. tax return. It's supposed to be treated the same as if you filed the captive or formed the captive in, let's say, Colorado. The downside is that if, one, it's offshore, so the IRS doesn't like anything offshore. That's one thing to always consider. The second thing is that if the captive is ever challenged, the IRS will attempt to revoke the 953D election in the year that they determine that the captive is not an insurance company for federal income tax purposes. So what you need to know is that the test of whether you're an insurance company for federal income tax purposes is a year-by-year test. So you could qualify for 5 years and the 6th year not be an insurance company for federal income tax purposes.